Malaysia sekali lagi mendapat penghormatan kerana diberikan kesempatan oleh Badan Islam Sedunia, Rabitah Alam Al-Islami bersama dengan JAKIM menganjurkan satu sidang penting mengangkat martabat peranan para ulama sarjana dari semua agama utama dalam negara kita dan dunia untuk membahaskan isu-isu semasa. Peranan ulama dan sarjana dan pemimpin agama tidak lagi terbatas kepada soal-soal yang terkait dengan hukum hakam negara mereka, agama mereka, tetapi juga tentang maslahatan sejagat. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Muhammad Naim, Minister, the Prime Minister's Department, my dear brother, Ma'ali Sheikh, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Karim Al-Isa, Aminul Am, Rabitah Alam Al-Islami, some very prominent leaders, Ayatollah Ali Reza Arifi, Dr. David Buckner, Swami Paramatmananda, and many others, which I will fail because I will not be able to mention every name, but these are commendable, renowned leaders of their own faith, and on behalf of the Rabitah and more so the government of Malaysia, I welcome you as friends, as brothers to this country, and must express my profound gratitude and appreciation for your contribution, commitment towards peace, justice, and humanity. I've listened attentively to Aminul Am, who has expounded brilliantly the purpose, motivation of this conference. And as you know, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Karim Al-Isa has done a great service. And I think really I'm compelled to say this, that we support this endeavor because not many initiatives of this kind in the world. Today, in the world, there's a deficit. There's a decline in trust. There is deficit among political leaders on what is the notion of justice, on humanity, on good values, and therefore the religious leaders will have no choice. We are not giving you a choice. You have to hold the banner. Yes, in the days of imperialism and colonialism, religions were used to subjugate communities. But we must not forget the fact that the anti-colonial movement, anti-imperialist movement were led and started by prominent leaders, religious leaders. Why? Because they believe in peace, they believe in justice, they believe in humanity, they believe in human dignity. No country, no person, no women or children or country should be subjugated under any foreign domination or rule. I'm just appealing to religious leaders now to then take up that task, because in my limited experience in governance, talking to leaders, you see so many contradictions, which I sometimes see this blatant hypocrisy. We talk about democracy, we talk about human rights, we talk about justice, but there's no democracy, no human rights, no justice when you talk about the others. Where else do I now appeal? I appeal to the religious leaders, because you understand the meaning of peace. You are committed that all religions want to promote humanity. Yes, there are differences. I am a Muslim. I practice Islam, but I also know that in my religion, we talk about rahmatan lil alameen, the compassion towards everyone, not only human beings, but the animal kingdom, the plantation, the forests and the jungles to be protected, to keep the equilibrium and balance of ummatan wasata. And I know the meaning of lita'arafu, which means not only tolerance. You see, the Islamic term connotes a more profound understanding of learning, appreciating, accepting the difference of one another. And how do you lita'arafu? Only by knowing, by learning, by appreciating, by tolerating. And you have to play that role. Sheikh Abdul Karim Isa said about the role internationally, but also the role to protect the rights of minorities. And it covers all countries. And it's a challenge here in Malaysia. I'm in a country where almost 60% Muslims, abundant number of Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, and some enemies. Not enemies, enemies. And we have to deal. Not necessarily to satisfy or easily can satisfy everyone, but we have to engage. Every policy will have to be discussed. But more importantly, in the principle of governance, and I learned from the writings of, for example, the Maqasid Sharia of Shatibi in Mawafaqat, about some of the principles which include protecting life, property, honor, and dignity. And this covers, of course, every single human being, men, women, youth, and children. I need to emphasize this point, Excellencies, and brothers and sisters, and my learned scholars, and religious leaders, because I think in recent history, we are facing a graver challenge. Sometimes we talk about differences between religions. You don't realize all religions must unite at least to create this understanding against those who reject any faith and values. All religious leaders must unite and defend what humanity is and what belief is. We must unite against the forces that reject faith altogether. The extreme laicite and extreme fundamentalist, not only religion, there are also fundamentalists among the secularists who cannot even listen and hear the word religion or faith. It's not just Islamophobia. If you read, for example, Samuel Huntington's thesis, Clash of Civilization, all the rest, the Confucianists, the Hindus, the Muslims, are all quite irrelevant. And we have no choice, but must clash. I often hear to my students and my friends, encourage them to read this one great Christian Arab scholar, Edward Said, a great champion for the Palestinian cause and anti-colonial voice, when he said, it's not a clash of civilization. It is a clash of ignorance. Yes. It is a new form of jahiliyyah. No understanding what is truth, what is right, what is just, what is human. And therefore, they may hate another religion. You ask them, they know nothing about it. They may hate other societies and cultures and civilization. They have no respect for it. So I think this is a great initiative, Yahi. And I must commend you for that. And I would only use this to appeal to religious leaders to be more assertive in their views. Of course, most of you will say, well, it's not partisan politics. Fair. But on justice, on values, on encouraging understanding and respect, that is universal. And that must be strongly promoted. Amin al-Am, my colleague, I call him Al-Ustaz Al-Adib, referred to the issue Gaza. Of course, it's painful, because what does it show? Well, politics aside, but it shows that the international community have lost its zeal, its passion for justice and humanity. For the last 50, 60 years, we've been fighting against colonization, against what is considered, I think in French, is exploitation, harlom par l'homme, exploitation of man by man, sometimes by man by woman, sometimes woman by man, whatever. But it's exploitation, harlom par l'homme. I mean, I grew up in the university learning this. Anti-colonization, no colonial power should impose. I learned that there should be a humane approach to things, justice, equality. I learned about the French Revolution of liberté, égalité, fraternité. Now all those are lost. So in Gaza, it's a classic example. I mean, every day you see babies being killed, houses and people being bombed, and there will be some voices of sympathy. Yes, we'll consider this. Yes, there's a solution. I mean, what on earth is happening in this world? Why is there such tolerance? What is our religion teaching us? Where is the voice of conscience that stems from our faith and moral values? Now, I'm not casting blame to any particular source, but certainly we have to rise up, and the religious leaders have to be more assertive in their views. So thank you again to the Rabita al-Alam al-Islami, to Jakim, and more profoundly to all the great religious leaders who are present here today, all the way from Saudi Arabia to Iran to United States of America. You see, it's interesting. I can mention Iran and the United States of America because you are here assembled today, which is rare. This is a place where you engage as human beings, as religious leaders. And I commend, of course, the organizers for being able to bring them together and just talk. We can't solve a 1,000-year-old problem. People ask Anwar, I was in Parliament just now, I came here from the Parliament, you see, oh, there are, the Sunnis from Saudi, the Shia, also present. Huh? You see, some are curious. I said, yeah, why can't they meet and talk? Yeah? I can't solve all the problems. I'm not here with such an authority to be able to solve all the problems. But at least you can see from the Sheikh al-Azhari representative to, all the leaders here, and the Hindus and Buddhists, some very pronounced name. I checked, my staff showed me some great, prominent religious leaders of all faith and denominations are here. This is a unique experience. Ya Wallah al-Azim, use it to the best of our ability to try to influence the direction of where my country, my region, and the world is going. We are fortunate here in Malaysia, multiracial, but very peaceful. I believe in democracy, freedom, but I draw the line. You create havoc and preach hatred against any other race or religion, will go hard on you because you will destroy the very fabric of this country. When we heard some of our brothers and sisters in Thailand and Cambodia started to have differences, started shooting, then we, as great friends of both of these countries, immediately called, appealed, brought them here. Let us talk quickly. We are not like the rest. Alhamdulillah, we maintain peace very quickly in a matter of days. And may Allah guide you. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan kathiran. Tashakkur. Khuda hafiz. Nanri vandakam. What else? Shashakawi. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Maha Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister, for your inspiring opening remarks.
Terima kasih kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri di atas ucapan perasmian itu tadi. Barakallahu fikum wa jazakum khairal thawab.